New York.
Continue.
All right, well, safe and home, guys. We're going to go through the first part of our agenda here, which usually takes about a half hour. And then we'll probably just let you guys go on before we go on with the rest of our open business and new business.
No worries.
Yep. So Sherry, I will let you go ahead and call the meeting to order.
Okay. Hold on just a minute. I had trouble getting copied because our copy wasn't working.
Oh no, it's
But
always something, isn't it?
I go next door. Okay. I'm calling the meeting to order now. County roll call. Remember roll call. Roll call, not roll call. Okay. Adams. Anyone from Adams?
Bethany, I think you guys are Adams County down there, right? I see a pod.
Yes, we're Adams
Yes. Okay, awesome. Yep, they're here, Sherry.
Okay. Athens. Anyone from Athens?
Nope.
Okay. Brown.
Not
Clinton.
today.
Excuse me. Fayette. Anyone from Fayette? Okay. Gaia.
Oh.
Highland. Jackson. Lawrence.
I didn't hear from Aaron today. He might be jumping on later.
Meigs. Pickaway.
Here.
Here. There's three of us.
Pike. Ross.
Here.
And my van I got into a car. I got into a car accident June 5th, and
Toyota.
yeah.
Me and Bill.
Okay.
Teresa's at the meeting.
Yep.
So me and Bill, okay. And Vinton.
No one from Benton. All right, thanks, Sherry.
Okay.
Okay, so we have a couple new faces on today. So let's go ahead and just I'll have everybody introduce themselves. Just tell us what county your name, your county, and kind of what you're involved in on a day-to-day basis. And then we'll let the safe and home folks introduce themselves as well, because they're going to be presenting to us today on remote supports and technology. So I'm just going to kind of go in the order of my screen here. Alan, do you want to go first?
Yeah. My name is Alan, and I am from Ross County.
Awesome, great. And Alan, what do you do during the week?
So I work at Couriers, and I clean the house a little bit.
Awesome. Which Kroger do you work at?
Western Avenue.
Awesome. Have to come in and visit you sometime.
Yeah, you should. I thought I'd see you guys sometimes.
Yeah, I'm always on Bridge Street.
Oh,
All right. Well, thanks for coming. We're excited to have you.
okay.
All right, Kim.
Pickaway County, I not working.
Okay.
See, I'm a little active with the horses, and I do cardio drumming and dogs. I train and show dogs.
Awesome. That's great. Well, we're excited to have you. Thanks for coming today. And then Bethany, who do you guys have? Do you have anybody new on today? I don't even know if I'm talking to a Bethany, but
Yep, we have Maria on today.
Hi guys, I'm Maria,
hi,
and
Maria.
I'm having a birthday tomorrow. So if you guys want to sing our birthday song to me,
It's her birthday tomorrow.
Happy birthday, Maria.
you.
Yeah,
I work at Ventures.
great, great. Are you new to Ventures or have you worked there for a while?
Oh, she's been here a while.
Wow.
She just got a new job at Cincinnati Dow. So
Yes.
she's
Awesome.
Yeah.
That is great. Congratulations and happy birthday.
Thank you. It's good to see
Yep,
you.
yep.
Oh,
Yeah, thanks for being here.
thank you.
Okay, and then like I said, for you new members, we typically have double this, but a couple of our counties have youth programs going on and just a lot going on in the summertime. So welcome and safe and home. Do you guys want to go ahead and introduce yourselves real quick?
And Amy?
I'm Amy Blair, and I am an account executive at Safe and Home. So I have like 12 counties that I cover. Pickaway is one of them. That's the only one that I believe is on my list that I assist with.
Okay. Amy, did you used to work for the Franklin County Board?
Yes.
Okay, I was in the HR department, so I don't know.
Yes.
Yes, I just remember your name, but
Yes.
All right. Mark, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, and Courtney, you might remember my name as well. I worked for Franklin County Board as well.
I thought so, but I've seen you on a couple different like Zoom meetings too. So yeah.
Yes, yes.
Awesome.
So I'm a fairly newer account executive with Safe and Home, and been with the company for about 3 months now. And I'll be working in Southern Ohio. So a lot of the counties that were mentioned already today are counties that I'll be serving. So, definitely connecting with all of you guys, and Courtney will make, more of a connection as we move forward to try to help support some people. So thank you.
Absolutely. Would love that. Yep.
And I'm Jared. I work in Southwest Ohio for Safe and Home. I cover a handful of counties of Ross. I believe I heard on here. I do cover Ross County, and evidently I'm the only one that hasn't met Courtney in the past. So,
Yeah. Yep. Well, we had SOCOG. So this regional group is a subcommittee of the SOCOG board. So SOCOG, we are a council of government out of Chillicothe, but we cover 15 to 16 counties for different services, whatever they need from us. We try to help them out with. But our group was really trying to make some really good changes when the pandemic hit. So then we okay, now we need to make all these other changes. So we have been meeting virtually. Our group typically is about 45 members, but this virtual world's with technology issues in Southern Ohio has kind of affected our membership numbers, this past year, but we're doing good, and we're recording all of these and putting them on YouTube. So your guys' presentation today will be viewed by the members that typically do attend our meetings, just so that you know that. And, yes, Mark, hopefully in the future, we can kind of maybe create something. We have SOCOG's been working on a couple different technology grants through DODD, and hopefully moving forward, we can kind of keep the tech ambassador grant going and get more technology into homes. So thanks for coming, guys.
Welcome.
Yep. All right, Sherry, I'll let you move on. I'll stop talking.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'll let you move on with the agenda.
Thank you, please. Okay, who's going to read the minutes?
Do we have
I
a
can-
volunteer, or Travis, would you like to?
Yeah, I'll read them.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Meeting minutes from May 18th, 2021. Meeting was held virtually on Zoom. County's president meeting were Adams, Athens, Brown, Clinton, Highland, Pickaway, Ross, and Scioto. Agenda items. Sherry Adams, acting president, called the meeting to order and conducted a county and member roll call. 11 attendees. Travis Dressback, co-facilitator, read the April meeting minutes. Sherry Adams, Scioto County, asked for a motion to approve the meeting minutes. Motion by Travis Dressback, Pickaway County, to approve. And Sherry Adams, Scioto County, seconded the motion. Motion passed. Sherry Adams, acting president, announced no changes to the treasurer's report. Open issues, working together for change topic was discussed. Sherry and Courtney gave updates on Scioto County's efforts for ramp project. Sherry and Bill rode around town to find organizations who offer grants. Amanda Brannick, Brown County, took Bill's article and discussed a ramp project with a vocational school to build ramps as a school project, and there is interest. Courtney Davis, co-facilitator, discussed the situation that SoCog had during an MUI investigation with staff being under the influence while on the job. Sherry Daniels, Scioto County, shared a story about a staff member who was drunk. We discussed how the rules need to change for drug screening when there is a reasonable suspension. Is that suspicion, Courtney?
Yeah, that's supposed to be suspicion. I'll change that.
Okay. That's kind of what I thought, but I was just making sure. New business, open discussion on how our group can help transition programs. Build a contact list for transition programs to reach out for support, trainings, or questions. Advertise SOAG email address for the main contact, and then facilitators could forward the issue to the member in our group that could provide the best support. Josh from Clinton County talked about the training that Clinton provides in the high schools in their counties. One of their goals is to get an advocate into the schools, and Christy Funk, Clinton County, discussed the training she presented in the high schools on bullying and how they were making bracelets that say "Be kind" to help spread awareness on bullying. Clinton County uses Green Mountain information to form trainings, but they have a goal to start developing more in-depth training for issues in school and IEP meetings. Maybe a grant project in the fall that will pay advocates to go into high schools to present on different topics. SOAG's idea is to create trainings that can be provided by members in their individual counties. Bill Adams, Scioto County, mentioned inviting high school students to our meetings, and if they cannot attend during school hours, maybe setting up an evening Zoom session that high school students could join to discuss issues they are facing. Presentation on advocate versus self-advocate and self-determination. Courtney Davis and Travis Dressback, co-facilitators. See presentation attached to meeting minutes. Hoping this is a start to the presentations that we can give in high schools. We can add to it. Lots of discussion was had during the presentation. Please visit YouTube channel to watch full presentation. Upcoming events, People First of Ohio, every monthly chat every first Friday of the month at 10 a.m. and the virtual tech summit on July 22nd and 23rd from 9 to 12. And the registration is linked below. Sherry Adams, acting president, asked for a motion to adjourn the meeting. Dan Schoonover from Athens County, motion to adjourn, and Bill Adams, Scioto County, seconded. Motion passed and the meeting ended at 12:24 p.m. And then just a reminder that our YouTube channel is listed below for you guys to look at the meetings if you don't remember what we talked about or need further information.
Thank you, Travis.
You're welcome.
Okay, can I get approval of the minutes?
Motion.
Thank you, Alan. Do we have a second?
Motion.
Thanks, Allison. We have Josh from Clinton County joining us. Hi, Josh.
You are seconding the motion, Bill? Bill seconded the motion.
Yeah. Yeah, Allison seconded.
Okay.
Yep, so we can go ahead and move on.
Courtney, what county was Alan from by chance?
Ross.
Ross, okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay. Are you ready for me now?
Yes, Sherry.
Okay. There's no change in the treasury report. So who motions the approval of the treasury report?
Motion.
Alan?
Bill?
Yeah, for new members, we typically have a petty cash account, and we usually do pizza at our in-person meetings and do fundraisers to cover scholarships or training cost for advocates. But in the virtual world, we haven't spent any money. So that's just kind of that account.
Not for a while.
Yep.
Not for a while.
Yep.
But that's good.
Yes.
Okay. Open issues. Working together for a change.
Who
Open
seconded that?
discussion at individual policy level issues. Okay. Well,
Yeah, Bill seconded the treasurers.
we don't have no change about the ramps right now.
Okay, did you guys hear about the grant application? Any changes on that, or did you guys get approved, or?
Are you talking about this?
No, the grant that Teresa applied for you guys down in Scioto County, for the grant project, or for the, not grant project, the ramp project.
Name.
Close.
4. P. R. O. J. Project. But we have the name for the project.
Oh, you've kind of named the ramp project?
Yeah. M.
Awesome.
P. I. N. G. B. C. O. M. M. U. Community. Ramping up the community.
Oh, that's very, very creative. I love it. So just for any new members, we have been the last couple months discussing how in Southern Ohio, or actually in many towns around Ohio, we have these really historic, beautiful downtowns that aren't accessible to people in wheelchairs or with other disabilities. So we in Ross County, a couple years ago, had a grant project where removable ramps, portable ramps, were given to downtown stores in Chillicothe to be able to allow them to be accessible. So we are trying to look into other downtown areas in southeastern Ohio that we can try to make a difference in as well. And Bill and Sherry in Scioto County are making some movement there. Bill I just had an article written up, I think 2 months ago, with the superintendent of the Scioto County board, and they're working on grant applications and trying to find some money to get some ramps built. So pretty cool project. So Alan, I know Ross County should be good. Kim and Pickaway County, we need some work. We need some ramps out there. So Travis is working with talking to some organizations. So if you have any connections, let us know. All right. And before we go on with the transportation access survey, let's go ahead and let Safe and Home start presenting. We're going to give them about 30 minutes to talk to us about remote supports and technology. And so do you guys have a presentation to share or?
Yeah.
Okay, I can give you access to share your screen.
Okay.
You should have it now.
All right. Got it.
Awesome.
Everybody see that okay?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Courtney, and everybody else for having us on here today. So Safe and Home is a provider of remote supports and assistive technology. And that's kind of a long way of saying that we use technology options that are available for you to be able to have a human connection when you want it, and to have a safe, supported environment that can help enhance self-determination and independence. So when we do these presentations, we usually like to start off with a little video. So I'm just going to play this video of Chris, who is a tech ambassador in Ohio. So you may have seen Chris in the past if you've joined in any of the tech ambassador events, but he is a client of Safe and Home, and he has a lot to share about what we do for him.
I really want to be on my own, and we have the right to be able to choose what we want to do in our homes. That gives me my freedom. That gives me my power, and be able to be who I am and be able to live my life the way I want in my house and still have that protection, that backup. I had some people that were taking advantage, and I wasn't aware of them really taking advantage of me. Good girl. We'll go on a walk in a little bit. I felt like those bad things was going to happen again here. And so my SSA said, hey, Chris, we just heard a program called Safe and Home. Let's try this program.
What have you been up to today?
Just hanging out and relaxing. And I was like, that is a great program. It's like a freedom of life that Safe and Home has gave me and will give others in life. I, had fear of things happening, but, when they hooked everything up, I was able to lay down and sleep for about 7 to 8 hours without waking up. If I need something or feel like I need something, I could just hit that call button and someone will answer on the other end and help me. I always carry it from room to room.
Hi there, Chris. How are you doing?
I'm good. It's going to be warm enough to take a little walk around a block or two.
I'm sure that'd be nice with the dog.
Yeah.
Well, have you had a chance to take your medication yet?
I did take my medication. Yeah.
Sounds like you're on top of it.
Yeah. So, all right, that's all I have for right now. I'll make sure I take my Iep with me when I go for the walk. The one thing I like about Safe and Home is that they have this little technology called Iep, and it is to keep you safe and help you along throughout the day. If you fall, you can push the button, and the support from Safe and Home can absolutely turn on the GPS and know where you are and get you help if you need it. And I love it. Every time I go on a walk, I use it. Really, really helps because I can speak to someone and see someone. Those little things that I know that they're there, no matter what. I know the comfort that someone is there if I really need to talk to somebody. It helps me to be able to just live my life the way I want to live, and knowing that I could be independent and be able to be safe at the same time. And Safe and Home has been great to me. It took away a lot of depression. It took away a lot of stress and worry that I may have. You know, now I can work on my future.
So that was Chris, and sorry.
We need to get Chris to be a part of our group. That's my next.
Yeah. There you go. That would be great. And, you know, he's a great ambassador, and, you know, takes away depression, takes away stress, and creates independence. So, you know, I hear that every time I watch that video, I'm like, yeah, sign me up for that.
I know, right?
But that's what we're here for. We're here to support you in those efforts. And our vision as a company is to support independent living. And in order to do that, we take a person-centered approach. And we realize that any technology that we use or solution that we propose has to be valuable to you as a person, or it's not going to work. So we don't have a one size fits all. We understand that each person is different, their needs and their goals are different. So we take a solution approach versus a technology approach. And what that means is that we don't want to just react to a situation. We want to be proactive in helping you attain goals and finding out what you want out of life and what makes a good day for you, so that we can craft a solution using whatever technologies are available to see how can we get to that goal, how can we help achieve that, and be proactive in that. And part of that is creating the opportunity for you to be independent without feeling like you're isolated, that you still have someone you can connect to, and that you're not being intruded upon, you're not being watched or monitored or anything like that. You know, it's not surveillance, that it's just a safety system that's in place that you can connect to somebody when you want to. And that's what we call connected independence. And that helps create that continuity and stability in your life. Amy?
Always forget to unmute myself. So I was like, oh, I got to remember. So I'm Amy, and I want to talk about remote support service. So we encourage learning. Every day we learn something different. I learned something different. So we don't want to, tell someone what to do. We want you to make your own decisions throughout this process. So we encourage learning, which is why we put goals in place as to why we are using remote support. So solutions are developed by the person in the care circle, not us as account executives. We are here getting to know you, the individual, and the people that support you, and how can we jump in and help and come up with a solution. And we want to help towards that goal of independence. So I want to talk a little bit about our remote support staff. So they're always supportive. We all have choices every day that we make. So our remote support staff is not there to tell you what to do when you utilize whatever solutions we have in place. There may be a day that you don't want to check in at the end of the day. That's your choice. So we never want to take that away from anyone. But they're always available. So they work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They don't take a day off. So there's always someone there to assist if you need it. Okay. So like Jared said, we want to encourage human to human connection and passive technology. we utilize passive technology for that. So as you can see on the screen, that is a remote support specialist answering someone's call. So we want to encourage that human to human connection rather than it being about technology. Okay. Positive outcomes. Like I had mentioned, yourself best, and you have a team that helps support you, that you guys know the desired outcome, whether it's, assisting with medication, reminders to get up in the morning. We're just there to assist in coming up with a solution. So we like to partner with people in coming up with solutions.
So the important part of this whole process is, like Amy said, it's not the technology, it's not the solution itself, it's you as an individual. We want to keep you in the center of what we do. Yes, there's technology involved. A lot of that is sensor-based technology, and but the important part is that we're focused on whatever goals that you have that you're trying to achieve. We provide that remote support connection for you through the different technologies, and part of what we do as well is we can provide weekly reports even to your case manager, or if you have providers or even natural supports, we can provide weekly reports that show exactly what we've been doing, the interaction we've had together, how that week has looked, to make sure that what we're doing as a company is supporting and being productive for what you intended it for. We realize that it's not one size fit all, and it's not all or nothing either. It's you don't have to have things that you don't want to have, and we want to look at what you want as a person, as an individual, and say, how can we use the technology that's available to us to craft a solution that's important to you, that helps you meet those goals. Remote supports is just part of that overall solution. We realize that you may have providers in place, you may have good natural supports. We're not here to take the place of any of those things. We're here to partner with those to say, how can we help increase independence? How can we help drive self-determination? How can we keep you safe in the community and keep those priorities that are important for you supported? So we do that by looking at the overall space of what you have. We don't want to, like I said, as a company, we never just want to throw technology at something and say, here's a video doorbell or here's a tablet. We want to look at the space that you have, that you're living in, and say, how can we put in sensors and technologies that will integrate together to create that connection for you that you need to stay independent or to even enhance independence. So the sensors work together. So there are motion sensors that we can use. They, like I said, they don't have to be used. We have door sensors that can be used that indicate if someone's coming or going. We have the tablets that can be used for you to connect to us. But what we want to do, the most important part, is just look at the space and say, how can we make this safer and create a more independent environment for you? And not only in the living space, but also while you're out in the community, whether you're going to a job or a day program, just out to shop or eat or something, how can we make sure that those efforts are supported as well? This is a little picture of what we see on our end of things. So this is when you have remote support staff that's monitoring the same motion sensors or door sensors. This is a little bit of what we see on our end. I just wanted to give you a picture of that. So if we did have motion sensors in place in different rooms, we're not watching you. We don't see you like a camera or something like that. We do have camera options available if that was ever needed. But what it's doing is it's showing us movement from room to room and doors opening and closing. And basically what that's doing is that's allowing the sensors to just passively track the movement in the space. And what it does is it starts to learn what that person or what that individual's day usually looks like, I guess you could say. And if there's something outside of the normal, then it can give a indication to us that there's something that may be off. For instance, this person's door opened at 8 a.m. You see the little red and green icon down there at the bottom. So if that's normal, then we understand that. Let's say that there's somebody that lets the dog out at 4 a.m. every morning. So if we see the door open and close at 4 a.m., then we understand that that may be normal for some people. If it's not, if that's not typical for that individual, then it may be an indication that we need to check in and make sure everything's okay with this person. So that's basically how these things can work together to create a safer environment and, like I said, promote independence. Amy?
So we always have, so this, I kind of said it in my other slide, we have a remote support specialist. I always like to give people, I'm a visual learner, so I always like to give people a visual. So this is a tablet. The person we are supporting is down in the corner of the tablet, and that's a remote support specialist. So that's what you would, that's how that interaction would take place if we choose to utilize the communication through a tablet. So the remote support specialist is going to have a care plan in front of them. It's from team meetings, they follow the ISP, and a lot of those guidelines in the care plan are, and I always like to give examples. So say they're supporting someone that, has, stomach issues and they call into remote supports. They're going to have a protocol in place of who do you want remote supports to contact in case of an emergency. Our remote support staff is trained per state guidelines, just like a DSP that comes into your home. They are required to have the same training. So whatever's listed in the ISP is what they're going to follow in case of an emergency. And they are really, it's that human to human connection. They want to get to know you. They're actually really fun to talk to. So I've met so many remote support specialists over my past year here. They get to know you and, it's a great relationship. So I don't want people to think, oh, it's just a piece of technology. We want to come up with solutions rather than focus on the technology. And what we have found is, when someone's utilizing remote supports, there's continuity and stability. Now, I used to be a program manager at a provider agency, and sometimes staffing is an issue. Having someone show up on time. So with remote supports, they're there 24/7 in case you need something. So they're not going to just not answer your contact with them. So we have found great continuity and stability with people as we partner with provider agencies.
So part of what we offer, like I said in that one slide, is we do weekly reports as well. And that weekly report will include care notes of our interactions together. And depending on what solutions we have in place, we can provide details about the daily activities as far as even if there's a concern about, hey, is this person staying hydrated? Making sure that kitchen and bathroom use is proper for that individual. I know I've worked with people with seizure disorders, and they said, if they're not going to, if the motion sensor in the bathroom isn't being utilized enough, then that may mean that they're not hydrating properly, which is one of the causes of their seizures. We can put in home entry and exit times. We can work with medication management, giving you reminders of taking medications at the right times and the right medicines. Even we have dispensers available to dispense at proper times with the right doses and types of medications that you take. We can even have things in place to monitor sleep and wake activity and even geolocations as far as where someone is, and if they go, if they're outside of a certain area or if they're lost. Even there's another video that Chris does where he talks about that Emperor's device, where he gets lost on his walk and he calls us and we're able to walk him home because we can help using the geolocation on the device. So then we'll document everything into all of our interactions as well. Any types of phone calls we had to you or from you using the tablet or Impers or any type of interaction we had, we'll document that as well so that we can provide that to you as an individual, but even to providers as well, to make sure that they have in case managers, that they have proper documentation of everything that we're doing to support you. And then this is what some of those activity patterns look like that we can show, like I said, even sleep times or activity within the living space. Amy?
I did it. I forgot to unmute myself. So these are some very common solutions that we are asked to come and do a consultation about. Seizure management, fall risk, activities of daily living, overnight supports. If I can talk about that a little bit, we have found that if someone is new to using remote supports or assistive technology, overnights are the best time to start because most of the time you're sleeping. So for, both individuals and provider agencies, because it's so hard to find staff for overnight, is what we have found. So we can have remote supports in there in case you need something during the night. So these are just some very usual things that we're asked to do a consultation on. And again, it's that human connection in every situation. Okay. So we always like to improve here at Safe and Home. So we asked people what they like about Safe and Home, and we wanted some feedback. We're always looking to improve. So these are some of the things that both people that we support, like Chris, provider agencies, SSAs, these are some of the things that mostly people that we support, they enjoy more private time and feeling safe. We all want private time. I don't want someone with me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So everyone should enjoy private time and feel safe at the same time. Can watch TV can watch what I want on TV. So they don't have someone there telling them, oh, I don't want to watch that. It's your home. You should watch whatever you want. And they can listen to the music that they want. Remote support staff are there to support me. And that's what it's really about. We're here to support people so they can gain independence in a safe way. And here, I like having no staff at nighttime. A lot of people don't want someone in their home when they're sleeping, in case, it's really needed. And they're well rested and feel safe at night.
So some of the next steps on if this was something that you were interested in learning more about, first of all, we're here to answer any questions as well. I know we didn't get into the specifics about what types of technologies are out there and there's a reason for that, is because that's always changing. Technology is always being added to, it's always improving, being updated, things like that. So going back to what we said at the beginning, the technology part isn't the important part. What your goals are and what your objectives are what's important. But if you identify something that you could benefit from with Safe and Home, then some of the things to think about are, do I want to increase my independence? Do I want to be able to do that in a safe environment as well? Do I have overnight staff or just in case staff? And maybe I could have time to myself overnight and just connect to somebody when I need to. transition age youth. I work with a lot of that, people that are moving out on their own for the first time, or maybe it's people that are still in school and they get home a couple hours before their other people in the home may get home from something else. So they get home from school, someone else maybe a couple hours before they get home from work or something. If having staff present is kind of stressful for you, then that's always a good thing to look into is, could I benefit from having remote supports then? And the thing to do would be have your case manager, your SSA contact us if this is something that you would be interested in learning more about. And what we typically do then is we schedule a consultation. That could be done online if you don't want anybody in your home right now. I understand that some of these regulations with COVID are starting to lift. But we're happy to do it in person or online. I will say being able to do it in person is great because we can see the space that you're living in, what's important to you in that place, and work on, what would be a best solution for that spot. What we would do then is we would give your case manager or SSA a proposal that will include solutions that are important to you, why it's important to you, how you would use it, and make sure that it fits with your ISP. If you were agreeable to it and everything is agreed upon, we work with our remote support staff even to train them on what your ISP is and why we're supporting that, what goals we're working towards, so that when you connect to somebody here at Safe and Home, they understand exactly what we're supporting for you, why we're doing that, and can make sure that those outcomes are achieved. And then typically, once we get the approval from everything, this all goes through your waiver. So this isn't anything that's an out-of-pocket cost to you guys. This is billed through the waiver services, and there is an equipment budget in the waivers as well that can cover the equipment side of things. But typically, once they say, yeah, everything is good to go, within a couple of days, we can have the equipment installed, train you on anything that you may need trained on as well, and start the services. So that's kind of the process that we follow. If that is something you're interested in, I put our contact information here. I know we work in different areas throughout the South here. So if you contacted one of us and it was like, oh, you need to talk to Amy instead, that's not a problem. We'll get you to the right place. But Amy Blair, she covers more of the Southeast area there. There's her email and phone number. I work more in the Southwest, and then Mark works more along some of those river counties in the South as well. But we'll make sure we get you to the right person. If you want to reach out to us directly or have your case manager do it, getting your case manager involved is an important step in the process, since they're the contact point for your waiver as well. But we're happy to just answer questions. And, if you have any questions right now, I, open it up to that. If you think, hey, how could this work? Or do you have something that could help with this? Then feel free to ask questions now.
So I just have I'm wondering if any of our members on the meeting today actually use remote supports. Do you have any remote supports in your home?
I have one, but I'm more interested in doing a little more in my home.
Alan, what do you have assistive technology or remote supports? What do you currently have?
Well, I have Alexa.
Awesome.
Yeah. At my house, but I'm gonna get out of my house into my own house with more technology in it.
Yeah. Yep. I think that would be something great for you to look into.
Yeah, because I am very interested in doing this with you guys.
Great. And Alan, who's your SSA there in Ross County?
Heather Cheney.
Heather Tanny?
Yeah, Cheney. C. So it starts with a C.
Cheney,
Cheney.
right? Cheney.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, great. I'll reach out to her then, if that's okay with you, Alan, and I'll just say, hey, I met Alan on our call for SoCog, and he'd like to discuss some options. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, but not in person. I got 2 dogs at home, so I don't want to get it.
Yeah, we can do it online.
Great.
And I'll say that I have Alexa devices in my house too. So I have a son, a 19-year-old son who's nonverbal autism, and He doesn't wander as much as what he used to when he was little, but one of the things I did is I put the door sensors in place that are connected to Alexa devices so that if he does leave the home, it just says that the front door was opened or announces it through the house, front door open, back door open, things like that. And it's not that he's not allowed to go outside. It's just that I want to be aware that if he goes outside, that I just want to know that, okay, he's walked outside. I just need to keep, make sure he doesn't wander off somewhere else. So.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Last time I have a meeting with Heather, my ISP. We are planning to move out, but I'm not moving out yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still living with my parents.
Awesome. Well, if you do move out, Alan, I think these remote supports would really, really help you.
Yep,
Yeah.
I saw it. Chris, I saw it.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yep.
Good. My question is, and I wanted to talk to our group about this today because I know some advocates in Columbus are really fired up about it, but I think is it as of July 1st that internet costs cannot be covered through the waiver?
Yes, that is correct. Amy, you want to handle that one?
Sure, I cover Franklin County, so I'm really dealing with it.
Yeah.
So yes, as of July 1st, the waiver will no longer cover data plans that will include cellular plans, because for us, we have a smartphone and we typically would pair it with a cell phone plan. So I confirmed with DODD Monday that the cell plans are included in the internet, and they said yes. CMS is considering cellular plans a data plan, which goes over the internet, under that internet umbrella.
Wow.
So,
Even if it's
huge.
not covered or part of your internet plan?
I'm sorry.
Even if it's not part of your internet plan, because cell phone plans could be, mine's different than my cell phone plan is different company under than versus my.
Correct. So the waiver just won't pay for it anymore.
Okay.
So if you were having your waiver or the waiver pay for a cell phone plan or internet, as of July 1st, it will no longer. But on a brighter note, so we've been having actually management leadership at Safe and Home and other providers have been having talks with DODD about what can we put in place. We can't just cut off someone's internet if they're utilizing remote supports.
Right.
So what we are doing at Safe and Home is communicating with the SSAs that, so anyone that we've been working with that has internet on their being billed through their waiver, we're not going to just cut off their internet July 1st. We need to look at, the SSAs are looking at everyone's budget. Can they pay for it out of pocket? There's a lot of resources that DODD has put out. And I'm not sure if everyone, I mean, I can share that. Courtney, should I email that to you to send out to?
That would be awesome. Yes.
Okay.
I'll share it with the entire group.
Okay. Yes. So it's discounted internet. And so it's just a transition phase, but we are assuring people that with us, we're not going to let anyone go without internet until something's in place.
That's awesome.
I think part of the reason for the change was because they just approved the emergency broadband benefit. You may have seen something about that. So it's basically the availability to provide internet either at no cost or for a discounted cost, depending on the situation. So I think what they were saying is, hey, we now have this available for people. So it would be much more even budget friendly, honestly, to if you to pay a small amount towards internet out of pocket versus using your waiver funds for it.
Got it. Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Bill's got something to ask.
Yeah.
I had always been a little bit leery about it. Like, say, if you are unable to get out of bed and you have to go to the bathroom, how long does a person have to wait to get to your house because my wife and I have assisted living.
So is it okay if I address that there? So part of what our remote supports are is being able, if remote supports are in place, there has to be the ability for someone to get to someone that we serve within, I think it's like 20 minutes, I think is the rule. So what we do is we work, that's part of how we work with providers and even natural support. So if you have a provider that's willing to be what's called paid backup, basically where they're actually on call, then we would be able to get someone, you know, in contact if you had a need and said, hey, we need to get somebody to this person's house. And hopefully that would be within, you know, a 20-minute frame. There, we can do that through natural supports as well, though. So if you have a parent that lives down a block or something like that, or across the street, I worked personally with somebody that actually had someone across the street that we could contact and get over to their house. It was an independent provider. So they were willing to say, hey, I don't mind if you call us, and, you know, we just live across the street. We'll come over and help if there's a need. So that's typically the type of time frame that we aim for, and that is part of the process, is that we want to know a call tree. Who do we call first if there's a need? Who do we call second if they don't answer? Do we contact emergency services in these types of situations? Things like that, that we would work with your SSA to create not just a protocol, but a call tree as well.
Hello? And Bill and Sherry, I don't know how often, like, do you guys have staff with you every night, all night?
What?
24-hour care.
24-hour care?
Yes.
Yeah. And so, you know, I think through the assessment and through talking with a remote support company, it may not work for everyone. And, you know, and that's why it's so individualized and
Right. And even if you didn't have actual remote supports, we do have technology that we can just put in place that could be naturally supported, or that can help your providers as well. So it's not all or nothing. So if you say, well, the remote support side of things may not be a right fit right now, at least, maybe there's technologies that we can help put in place to say, hey, this could help whoever is supporting you to, you know, work with whatever the situation is specifically for you.
Good.
Mark, did you have anything to add? I'm sorry, I know I.
Well, I kind of came late to the party in terms of today's presentation, but you know, I just want to let everybody know on this call, obviously we're all at different levels of utilizing these type of supports, and maybe have a lot of questions that you're not really feeling comfortable to ask right now. So we're going to make sure Courtney has all of our information. So if it's later today, you know, look us up, and we'd love to chat with you offline and answer any questions you might have, and see if there's some things we could explore a little bit further. So take it at your pace, and there's really some great things there to help you with your independence.
Thanks, Mark. All right, well, thank you guys. Yeah, make sure if you guys can email me all the information, I'll get it out to our group, and hopefully here in the next year or two, we can really see a change in this world, and hopefully get more supports into people's homes.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Definitely something where we want to help.
Thank you, Courtney.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right. There's no other questions. Sherry, I will let you go on.
Okay. You want to do the transportation?
Yes.
Pamphlet?
Yep.
Okay. Hey, did everyone get one of these?
Yep, it was emailed, so everybody should have gotten it. And Travis, would you like to talk about the survey?
Sure. This survey was put together as a part of Ohio State and the GRC, and I was a part of the committee that actually put this survey together. It's basically being sent out to all individuals who use public transportation, and providers and other transportation services to basically better transportation as a whole. And I know you guys see a lot of these, but there's still a lot of things that need to be changed in transportation to make it better. So this will be sent out, or has been sent out to a lot of people already by me. I've probably sent it out to 500 to 600 people. And with this survey, there is a expiration date for the survey, which is July 31st. So if you guys can complete this survey before then, that'd be great. There's also a paper survey that can be sent out to you that should be requested by July 9th. And if you've looked at the agenda for today, the contact information on that is for Ann Robinson, which is ann.robinson@osumc.edu. And you can also do it by phone until July 31st by calling 614-366-9851. So if you have any questions for me, I'm willing to answer whatever you guys have.
Cool. I know this feedback is really important because I know DODD has a lot of things in the work with public transportation and working with ODOT, the Ohio Department of Transportation, to try to offer some better services for us. So, and for, for people with disabilities all over Ohio. So they need to hear from you guys directly because you're the ones that have the best feedback for them. So complete that survey for us. And then anybody have any other issues that you've experienced in the last month other than transportation or with accessibility? Any other issues that we can work on in your community, in your home?
No, I'm happy in my home. I live with my mom, and like I told you, Courtney, I'm very independent.
Good.
I'm looking for a job. I don't have no money right now, but
yeah,
it's tough.
Yep, it is. It is. Well, good. Do you have any supports, Kim, at home to, people to help you look for jobs, or do you?
I have services to help me find a job. Yeah.
Great. Good. Good.
So one thing I've been kind of looking at and trying to figure out, Courtney, as you know, I just went on vacation. And one of the big issues I see is a lot of lack of handicap accessibility in hotels.
Really?
Yes. A lot of the times when you ask them what an accessible hotel room looks like for people with disabilities, that they have grab bars in the shower and in the bathroom.
And that's it?
Wow.
And to me, that doesn't help me. I can't use the grab, and I can use the grab bars if I tend to like fall over or whatever, but because I lose my balance. But
right,
when you've got a sink that's up to your eyeballs, that's an accessibility issue.
Right.
And the size of the toilet, the height of the toilet could be an issue. So it's just me. When I was in New York last week, a week and a half ago, they had one room in the entire hotel that was considered handicap accessible.
Wow.
Because what if there's more people that are handicap accessible? Come on now.
So, I mean, I'm looking at ways to try to contact hotels just to kind of say, what is your accessibility
factor? Yeah, that's interesting. And I wonder if that is different rules per state or if there are federal rules on that. Bill, have you done any research on that?
No.
Yeah, I've never thought about that, but you're right, Travis. And you would think that, like my sister right now is working on a new salon, a hair salon, and they're sinks have to be accessible, different their bath, so I know there's rules put in place there, but I wonder what they are for hotels. I have no idea.
Even like the lack of, shower seats, sometimes the showers are actually seats are actually built into the shower.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just a seat that they bring into the room when you need it. But there's
Right.
not even a lot of those that are accessible
Huh.
for a hotel.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It is interesting. I agree.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can, maybe we can contact some hotels in Southeastern Ohio and just start collecting some information and learning a little bit more about like, how we would ask for a accessible, a handicap room, what that entails, and just start gathering some information there.
And even so, with the different varying sizes of wheelchairs, a lot of these rooms are all the same size. They're not made any bigger for a wheelchair.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So some of them it's hard to get past one of the beds or past the TV stand or whatever it could be.
Yeah.
I've been in hotel rooms where I couldn't get past the bed to get to the balcony.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess I've experienced that as a provider, as a DSP, and traveling with one of my individuals that was in a wheelchair. And now thinking back to it, there was a lot that was very difficult, and all wheelchairs are different sizes and everything. So yes, that's a good point.
And even for a person who drives that is in a wheelchair, in New York, we had to park 3 blocks away.
Yeah, New York.
That's not accessible to a
Yeah, New York's a whole different animal.
Yeah,
that is.
Then, well, even Columbus and Cleveland and Cincinnati probably has its issues too. But we're lucky in rural Ohio to hopefully not have to deal with that.
Right.
Has anybody else had any issues going to hotels?
Yeah, once went to where were we? In a state, and we were mad because they had bed bugs at the time in our room. We were mad. We complained. And they said later on at night, like 10 or 11 o'clock at night, they changed our room, but we had a handicap room.
Okay, nice.
We're not fine though. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even though I was able to get in the shower in one of the, I don't remember which hotel it was, Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, wherever. Once I was able to get on the shower seat that actually folded down from the wall, from the distance of where the shower head and the controls were to turn on the water to the seat itself was a distance to where I couldn't reach once I was on the seat. You see what I'm saying?
That's not good.
It was too deep. So
well, and if we start doing some research here, we may find that a certain hotel company, or I know there's companies out there that own like multiple hotels, but we might find that like one's a better option for people in a wheelchair, or have more rooms available, or so. I think this is a cool little project we could work on.
I agree.
Yeah.
All
right, cool. So maybe what do you guys feel about like contacting a few hotels, your larger hotels in your counties, and just maybe let's start with seeing, how many handicap accessible rooms they have.
That's a good idea.
And what makes them accessible according to them.
Yes, and what makes them accessible. Let's just start doing that.
I was wondering if they have ramps for wheelchairs at the hotels.
Yeah, I think typically what I have seen is most handicap accessible rooms are on the first floor. But yeah, that's a good point, Alan.
I was on the 10th when I was in New York, and it was more like I would consider like a hostel room. It kind of looked like a hostel. If you know what a hostel is, where somebody just stays in town. Or like a dorm room for a college student is what this hotel looked like. A hotel room.
Oh wow, Travis!
It was literally a fold down, Murphy bed from the wall.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know they have elevators there, but that could be good. Wheelchair. things, but I'm not sure they have ramps too as well. Like into the pool when there's swimming, when there's swim.
Yes, yep. Yeah, because some swimming pools I have seen, what are the Hoyer lifts? Is that what that would be
Yes.
considered, like down into the water? But yeah, some pools don't have it. So yeah. Well, I'm just gonna like kind of open it up to you guys if you would like to work on this project in the next couple weeks before our next meeting. Just reach out to a couple of the main hotels in your counties or in your towns and just get a little bit of information from them, and we'll start kind of putting this information together.
Another thing I saw that was kind of weird on vacation is some of the elevator buttons that we were using. Some of them were self-cleaning. I don't know how this works. They self-cleaned the buttons. Like, I don't know if there's a liquid inside of the butt. I don't know.
Interesting.
It's just weird to see.
Yeah, interesting. Kim, do you have a question?
For you, yeah.
Yeah.
For the meeting, I'm just curious. Is there a way you can like email me the next topic? Because if I have real bad anxiety, so I don't know if I'm gonna go.
Yeah, absolutely, Kim. You know, every month we talk about this working for change topic. So this is something that we just kind of open the floor to talk about any past issues that anybody has had, or we, like Travis goes on vacation and he found, you know, a handful of other issues with accessibility. So this is just kind of a time that we open the floor. This month we wanted to talk about remote supports, and that's why we had Safe and Home. So we, on the topics for the month, we try to invite a guest speaker in, just to give us more resources or support, you know, for people to reach out to if we need something.
I need to work on self-esteem. I have very low, bad self-esteem.
Okay.
So if you have anything about that, I need it.
Okay, awesome, Kim. Well, you know, I think that this group here right now, this year, we're talking about really how to just be an advocate and how to really, what it means to be an advocate and how to make change, you know, whether it's, you know, with our legislators or just in our communities. So that's kind of what this year's whole topic's about. We're not really getting deep into personal growth, but we hope that just being a part of this group and being a member of our group and you know, making some friendships and having people to reach out to would help with that. So we hope that you come back every month just to see some familiar faces and talk about things that are important to you.
I just feel like I don't fit in a way, that's all.
Okay, well, we hope maybe you know, the more that you attend, maybe you'll feel a little bit more part of the group. You know, we've the members that are here today that are not new have been here since I've been here, and that's been at least 3 years already. So you know, some things like this take time.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, well, Sherry, I'll let you move on with the agenda.
Okay. We got church district programs for high school students. Contact information and advocacy expert topics. And training and advocacy. Advocacy training and expertise topic training.
Yes. So last month we had a really good conversation about this, and Josh talked a little bit about kind of how they put together their trainings and what they're trying to do in the high schools. So this is something that we just need to start working on if we do really want to get into high schools in the fall or in the next school year. So I think that we decided for contact information, we would just give out our, we can give my phone number, and then we can also give the SOAG's email address, so that if a transition student or a transition program coordinator has a question or needs support from our group, they can just email that one email address, and then Travis and I as facilitators can maybe get that question to the correct person. So do we have any advocates that are know for sure that you want to be on that contact list for transition programs? And if you do want to be, what do you feel is the topics that you feel you could support best? Travis?
Transportation and accessibility.
Yes.
And community accessibility, or, even like hotel accessibility,
Yeah.
bathrooms.
Yeah. I like that. Community accessibility, just kind of keep
Yes.
it wide open. Yeah.
Yes.
I like that. Alan, so what we've been talking about when you were in high school, did you go to Unioda?
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen you at ball games. You don't know me, but I know you, Alan. I think
I know you. I know.
Yeah. But when you were in high school, did you have a transition program that kind of helped you transition, after you graduated, to kind of figure out what you were going to do?
They kind of do, but it's not focused on advocacy.
Right.
It's not
Exactly.
focused on that, but it kind of is like that a little bit.
Okay, good. So that's kind of what our group just recently learned a little bit more about those transition programs, and they are trying to teach more about advocacy. So would you be willing to be a contact person for high school if they had questions about particular things for advocacy or any issues?
Well, yes, I am.
Okay,
I
great.
can be a good person.
Great. And what do you think in your life do you advocate best for? Is there anything that you particularly think that you're good at talking about?
I'm good at I talk a lot. I'm very good talkative. But I'm more like focusing on high school and middle school kids.
Okay.
Kind of thing. Teaching back more advocacy and outreach.
And Alan, what do you think about work and employment? Since you've worked at Kroger for so long, that's something that you could talk to transition students about, is maybe employment in the community.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Reach out to in the community like that.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Travis, are you taking these notes?
Yes.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, put Alan down for employment. I think that would be awesome for him.
So hey, Courtney. So some of the so we've been meeting with Shannon, the employment first coordinator, our boss, and then a few of our advocates. And so here are kind of the topics that we're going to focus on for this next school year.
Yeah.
Travis, maybe if you wanted to write these down, and then we could, from that, maybe advocates that can.
That would be awesome.
Yes. So for one, we have driver's license / transportation. Brought up, Travis. Another one, and this we probably won't talk as much in class, but just give resources. And one of those is guardianship.
Oh yeah,
that's a big one for sure.
Just to give some resource, like we don't want to,
my guardianship. I mean,
yeah, it's one of those we'll provide resources, but we don't really want to. It's kind of a hairy thing when you talk with high school students, especially if their parents and stuff aren't there. So, but we still want to touch on that and provide resources for that.
My parents, as we knew their my parents, as we knew their guardianship like that too already.
Okay. Another one's just extracurricular activities, especially after you get out of high school. Just finding things to do in your community.
Well, this is one thing that we struggle in Ross County is all of this you guys been talking about. I've been hearing you guys on YouTube on a lot. Yes, we are struggling with that in Ross County.
Sure. With extracurricular activities, Alan.
Yes.
Yeah, like all we can do is go bowling or go eat, right?
Yeah.
Clinton County.
Ross County is a small county. Does not do much with advocacy.
Yeah.
Extracurriculars are definitely hard for a community that doesn't have a lot of resources.
It is. Yeah, you got to get creative.
I mean, all we have in Pickaway County right now is food places.
Yeah.
And there's no bowling alley. There's no skating rinks. There's no,
Courtney.
We don't even have a swimming pool.
Yeah,
So.
the good thing for Pickaway is that you border Franklin County, so at least it's not a far drive away to go. Sherry, did you have something?
In fact, we've got a meeting this evening about guardianship.
Oh, cool.
So yeah,
oh, nice.
at
Is it at the county board?
Yeah, this evening.
Is it at the county board?
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Good. All right, Josh. Any other ones?
Yeah. Another one which is really big is internet/social media safety.
Yeah. I know a lot of county boards are looking for some training and some support there.
Yeah.
Just hard.
Another one, and we've touched on this, just how to advocate, teaching high school students how to advocate. Another one is the Iep process and accommodations. Very few high school students or even attend their Iep meetings in a lot of cases. So just how they can attend and then be involved.
Is the ISP process, is that still being put on hold? Because I know they were changing the way the ISP processes were done. Is that correct? There was a committee that like Marcy was on, Bryson.
Oh, ISP.
Oh yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, Josh is talking about the education plan.
I thought I heard him say that.
So IEP, which is kind of similar to the ISP,
yeah.
just for when you're in a high school.
Yeah.
IEPs, ETR, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Another one is just rights and self-advocacy.
Yep.
Supports for problems in school, like, knowing who to go to in your school. Another one's bullying. And a big part of internet safety and all that is, bullying online, which is huge. I mean, I don't know the numbers, but I bet online bullying is worse than in-person bullying these days.
The word for that is cyberbullying.
Yeah, cyberbullying. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And not just for high school students, it's for all of us.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, we need it too.
All up to the politicians.
Yeah.
Employment. And then another one, just dating and friendship.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, those are awesome categories. And, I think other things too is like providers, finding providers, something we could talk about as well. And we just had the remote supports presentation today. I know I have our tech ambassadors that we can go to for that support, but it would be awesome if somebody from our group as well who used remote supports or assistive technology could be a resource for that.
And I kind of do, but I kind of don't at the same time.
Right. When Alan, that's something too. If you start to get more assistive tech, or
like
you eventually live on your own and get some remote supports, it's something that you could continue to grow with.
That's my goals when I'm about to get out of my parents' house now.
Yep. Yeah, you can have a smart home.
Yep.
Like you don't even have to get off the couch.
Yep.
Control everything with technology.
Like you're the tech tech person too.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. Ambassador, there it is. Ambassador.
Yeah. Well,
ambassador too.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Another thing I've heard that's going on, that we could possibly touch on at some point would be, this is Pride Month. Talking about issues related to that whole topic.
Yeah, sexuality.
I know there might be tough issues to talk about, but sometimes they're good to talk about just to get them out there,
Yep, for sure. All right, good. Okay. Well, that's a good start there. And Alan, I spelled your name wrong on the agenda, but that is, Alan, do you have a presentation you'd like to share with us?
Well, it's small ones, only 8 slides.
Perfect. That's great. Yes.
Yep.
You should have the ability to share your screen with us.
Are you sure?
I hope.
Well, let's see what I can do.
Okay.
It's right here. There. Okay, you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
This is the RCAC. So what I'm making in Ross County is a committee, like you guys are. Here's the key issues that I talked to you about earlier. In Ross County, I think that we don't talk about advocacy as much, and people don't talk about Ross County as much.
Okay.
It's only the only thing that you guys talked about last couple of months ago is Josh giving you the ramps and that's the last time we talked about Ross County.
Yes.
And we
You're
haven't
right.
talked about it as much. This is my purpose in my committee. Get to connect to others by spreading awareness, by learning, leading, and making a difference. And this is my vision for what I want to try to do in this committee I'm making is to teach, to lead, to care, to guide others to make the right choice in life. And this is my goals for my committee that I'm making. You can read over that if you want to, or I can read it to you. Like I said, get people more involved in community. Like Shosh just talked about earlier today. Earlier. Get more training programs for self-advocacy, for AKA Project Stir. Organize fundraising events for disabilities. Hosting events for disabilities to receive monthly updates on relevant legislation. Be made aware of action alerts on current legislation. Getting access and templates and scripts for communications, like email, letters, or by phone to legislatures regarding the employment issues.
It's just all freaking plastic. Upper left.
Or this is most that will impact Down syndrome community and autism community, but it's also more than that. Like just like you just said, there's like bullying. There's all kinds of community out there that has issues
Yes.
that we need to be talked about. That's right. Same things with this one too. Last one, it's raising awareness for Down syndrome, autism, and mental health.
Yeah.
This is what I expect us in my committee right here. This is my contact number. You guys need it. You can text me or email me about this committee that Ross County trying to be making up by me. So
that's great, Alan.
That's my committee I'm making right now.
Yeah, it's funny, Alan. I will share some background information with you. When we met in person before the pandemic, we were meeting at the Ross County Service Center right there in Chillicothe off of Western Avenue. And we barely had anybody from Ross County attend our meetings, and we were located in Ross County. So I think that your committee, that if you really get this off the ground and get it going, I think the biggest thing that you can do is really just get the word out there and advertise your committee and just let people know that you're there. And we would love to talk about Ross County more in our regional meetings, because I know that we're doing good stuff. I know there's a lot of good stuff going on out there. We just don't have many attend to talk about what's going on. So yes, Bill.
Usually. A T T E attend, attended, the, people first, meeting, meetings, in, R, O, S, S, C, O, U, county, because, like, 1, 4, year, years, ago, R, O, S, S, C, O, county, was, vape, in, advocacy. I usually attended the people first meetings in Ross County because like 14 years ago, Ross County was big in advocacy.
I don't know what. Well, they took it away from that now, but they were big on it now, or back then, like he said.
Yeah.
But we took it away from it a little bit.
Yeah, so and maybe that's something, Alan, I know that Allison Shoemaker is on this call, and she is hired by the county board and works with advocacy as well. And I know that she has some efforts going on. So maybe you guys can combine forces and maybe looking at the people first, coming back to Chillicothe and Ross County is something that would be a good option as well.
Yeah, me and her have been talking about this committee the whole time in the last meetings.
Awesome.
A little bit, only a little.
Well, good. Well, good. Well, we'll let you guys handle that, and we're going to be here for support. And we'd love to hear more about Ross County's efforts with advocacy moving forward. So, thank you, Alan, for that presentation, and good luck with all that you're doing.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, Sherry.
Oh, upcoming events. People's First of Ohio monthly chat every first Friday of each month at 10 a.m. And they got the website. And also the virtual tech summit starts July 22nd to July 23rd at 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And it's free to register. And you've got the website on that too.
Great. Any other upcoming events that anybody knows of?
I'm sorry?
Any other upcoming events on anybody's calendars that would be worth sharing? All right. I know that SOCOG board is looking to come back into person, I think in July. So we're going to talk to them about how they feel about the advocacy group getting back into person. And once we talk to the board and get their kind of feelings on it, then maybe we'll put out that survey that we've kind of talked about to see how you guys feel. And I think that moving forward, we're always going to have a virtual option, even at our in-person meetings, for people who have too much of a drive or any kind of transportation issues. We want to reach as many people as possible. So.
Oh, also, STAR went to full capacity.
Oh, good, good.
Whatnot, without the mask. And so they're getting more staff and more consumers to join, to come back.
Yay, yay. We're seeing some normalcy. That's great. That's great.
Yes.
So good. All right, awesome, guys. Well, I will let Sherry adjourn the meeting, and thank you to our new members. And as always, our current members that have come today. I know life's busy right now, and if you need anything, let us know. And if not, we'll see it next month.
Thank you.
I adjourned the meeting.
Do we have a motion?
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Motion.
Bye-bye.
On if it's on, because I have a lot of health problems and I don't feel comfortable going out very much right now.
Yep, for sure.
So I'll do it, but in person right now, I don't think so. Sorry.
Yep. All right, that's fine, Ken. Thank you. And Alan, did you motion to approve the adjournment?
Yeah.
Okay, great. And then do we have a second? You know what? I'll go ahead and second the meeting to adjourn. And it is 12:35 for our notes.
Yep.
All right, thanks, guys. Have an awesome rest of the month.
You too.
All right, bye-bye.